for that.
And that's what was mentioned in some of the speeches from the last board meeting we had.
Absolutely.
The installation.
Well, look, listen, a lot of us feel very passionate about it.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I was saying earlier that, you know, Beverly Hills people feel passionate about the schools. They do. And by the way, that's not just parents. That's everybody in the community is involved in the schools. A lot of communities aren't like that. A lot of communities, you know, you just go to school there, you're gone, you graduate, you never go back. Here at Beverly, you're sort of part of the family forever, and then you send your own kids here in 20 years.
Because you come back.
That's right. And the level of return clients, as I like to call it here, is tremendous. I mean, that's just what makes the place what it is. It's never going to change, at least as far as I'm concerned. And so that's something that that we really need to integrate into our school policy.
And going back to the 25%, and that would also lower class sizes.
That's right. Well, it would do a lot of things, but yeah, absolutely.
And going back to the families coming back, and I guess that's one of the perks of coming back, because you've got grandparents with the legacy permits.
Absolutely.
And that is a good way to incent people to come to our district.
Right. Well, I support the legacy permit because in many cases these are the grandchildren of the people who built the school district in the first place.
Yeah.
And so I feel like it's just as much their school as it is mine. You know, I mean, I can't tell a former board member that they can't send their grandkids here. I mean, it's their school too. But the problem with legacy permits now is, now that we're transitioning to basic aid funding and we're not going to be paid per student, and I know you're familiar with this.
Yeah.
The legacy permit will probably be capped at a certain number. 45, 50, I think is what it's up to now, maybe a little bit more than that. But the problem is we also can't have a situation where the legacy permits spiral out of control like the opportunity permits did. And mind you, originally the reason that happened was they were just trying to stabilize enrollment, and I'm sympathetic to that. But if the school population got a little smaller, that's okay too. I mean, we can still operate a school. It needs to reflect the community. So if people aren't having as big of a families as they used to have 20, 25 years ago, then we're going to have to make some changes and make some cuts. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's still a great school.
Yeah.
I'd send a kid here in a minute. I think it's 1,000 times better than Milken or Harvard Westlake or any other competition, because remember, it's not just academics. It's everything you get from coming to Beverly. And the whole Beverly experience, as you'll see as you get older, is it's tremendous.
And including what we're doing right now in this fantastic.
That's right. I can't think of too many other high schools that have a facility like that.
Neither can I.
Yeah.
And a lot of those people that built the school district still give contributions today, and they're not even teachers. They volunteer their time to help the athletic programs and all the extracurriculars that are offered at the high school and all the school sites.
Absolutely.
So, how do you believe Jeff Colin will do as the city manager? What do you see as the most important issues that he will face in his first 6 months on the job?
Well, of course, Rod Wood is retiring after being city manager for 5-6 years now, and the city's pretty well run. The city doesn't quite have the same challenges and problems that the school districts had for a variety of reasons. One is they're comparatively better funded probably than most small cities in Southern California. And so the city kind of runs itself. I think the challenge for Jeff will be just maintaining the standards. I mean, when you're great, it's hard to become even better, but I guess that's the goal. I also think that, coming into the community, we were just discussing, people coming into the community that may not be familiar with the community. He's coming from Santa Rosa, which is a very different kind of community. It certainly doesn't have the nexus with schools that we have here. So that's going to be a challenge for him, but I'm sure he'll adjust to it. And of course, he was a finalist in a search of many other very qualified applicants, so I'm sure he'll do a great job.
Yes, and I have right here in my hand, you can get it from the city website yourself, beverlyhills.org, under government, under city manager, and go to the right, it will have the city manager contract. And it says that as a result of a national search that attracted over 70 candidates, the city council has identified Mr. Jeff Colin as its selection to serve as the new city manager of Beverly Hills. Mr. Colin is currently the city manager of the city of Santa Rosa and has served in municipal government for more than 30 years. And obviously, if the city has found Mr. Colin, that means he's very good, because as Mr. Wood had stated, we have the best people come to head our departments because the council sets benefits and salaries top of the line. And obviously, I believe the city council, I have faith in them, and they will get us a good city manager. And he does have the experience, and that's what counts in when you're running a little city like Beverly Hills. And even though we may seem little, we're really not that little.
That's right, right.
So, has the Beverly Hills City Council done a good job of running the city in these difficult economic times?
I think for the most part, yeah. I mean, again, their challenges are different than the schools. I think you saw a change in the city council in 2009. John Mirisch, who's also a graduate of Beverly, got elected. He ran on a very different platform than some of his predecessors. He ran on putting residents first, basically a slower growth type candidate, not for some of the big development projects that have come down the pike in the last couple of years. So I think, you know, you've seen a big change in the council in the last 6 months. It's different. It reflects the community. And you know,